Okay, like I was working, gonna turn the audio down a little bit. I know it seems so silly to, what's what I'm looking for? To start this rant so late. Turn it down just a little bit. And then we'll actually start the rant. Because, I'm sure this is appeared in everyone's mind about these urgent quests, and, it's time that somebody make a video about this stuff. Truth be told. It's been taking too darn long, and it just sit here and makes me wonder a few things. Not for flexing purposes, but generally wanted to just check some really fast. Now for this to work, I'm gonna just, am I gonna grab all these triggers? I think I'm gonna grab all the triggers. Okay, that's fine if I can't grab that. Even the crappier ones, I'll grab. Because these trigger quests are almost no different from the urgent quest whatsoever. But it's about time everyone start getting on the ball here, and we start talking about this now. And I think the reason I even decided to make this video because something did cross my mind, though. Oh, perfect. Right on cue. Okay, so let's see. So, we got 4 urgent quests right here. Now, I feel really sorry for anyone who even has the nerve to do this one, because this is a particularly long fight, despite the levels. And the rewards... Wow, it doesn't even show the rewards, actually. You don't know what you get. Must mean all the stuff that you're getting is notably crap. I mean, I guess you get a Dolder Soul, but that's about it. It's just like... I'm sorry, it's just not meta. It's not up to date at all. Now, let me explain. Actually, this could all go into tiers, actually. I can't believe this one's here instead. Now, we can still tier this, so let's see, and I'm gonna probably be skipping this, by the way, so, we'll start here. That one has, okay, technically this one's slightly better. No, it's not actually. Okay. So, let me explain why this one's the most decent urgent quest in the game. So, compared to all the other urgent quests in the game, you get 2K. Well, 20K. which is actually double than all the other urgent quests you come across. Like, it doesn't matter if the drops are bad or something like that. It just has the best payout. It is just something that me and my teammates have been consistently doing whenever we have any leftover triggers or something like that. We say to ourselves, hey, let's just hit a Dark Falls, get 20k under 5 minutes, and that would do the trick and stuff like that. You know? It's like, it gets the job done. Previously on Phantasy Star Online. Oh, wow. Hey, Giga, you're here. You know, I was just actually playing bass before this showed up, and, boy, bass was like a completely different beast. But I need to stay on track and focus on the rant that I'm having, because, for some reason I just can't make a video about it. I need to make a live stream about it. Because even giving live feedback and stuff is kind of important. Because you gotta imagine it. These urgent quests are just boring. Now, while everything obviously gets boring after a time, and it does get boring after a time, but usually, it's usually you go for the grind, you know? So I've already explained why this is good. This one's good at the lowest level, by the way. Yeah, let me preface that at the lowest level, this is, you're getting money, fast, and it's just the best thing possible. When you're doing it at the highest rank, you're what? You're maybe saying goodbye to about 10 minutes. Or less, if your team knows what they're doing. About that much. I also use the opportunity to hit these areas when it comes to looking for alliance members. Because it's one of the first few ones they can do. Usually people who beat Kavaris can do this, so you know, I just don't even bother with that. I kind of wish a lot of them had lower levels so more lower players can play it, because that's another thing too. Like, eventually, lower level players just can't do urgent quests anymore because the standards have gotten so high and stuff like that. Alright, so let's talk about another one right here. This one was interesting back in the day. Well, recently, I should say recently. Because for a time, this was the only situation when someone can get their hands on the Flugelguard weapon. And that Flugelguard weapon was something that everyone was hoping to get, because my goodness, you're talking about a huge payout and stuff like that. Pretty big, huge payout. And one of the few ways to consistently get your hands on a, well, consistently is a strong word. You would have a chance to get yourself one of the new Octo Armors. The ones that have lots of PP to it. Compared to all the other Octo Armors. Which are dropping pretty rapidly, by the way. But the problem is it only gives 10k. And the fight can last a while. Annoyingly long. Like, honestly, I would say that most urgent quests should take no less than 15 minutes. Well, no more than 15 minutes, I should say. So, a pretty exciting fight, but at the same time, unless of course you're doing it at the highest rank, which is absolutely dangerous. And actually, this does bring up an interesting point. This is one of the few urgent quests where people will just quit on you if you have no idea what you're doing, by the way. If you let one of those towers pop, you can expect people to just pop out of there without a second thought. They just leave, because this game will certainly hand you an L by just having it end rapidly. And the quest will end, you can't do it a second time. It's just a painful feeling. And you have to be quitting quick, by the way. Very quick. I remember talking about my alliance members about this thing, that if any towers break, we leave, no questions asked. That was just the rule. Now, we got lucky and were able to do it. I think we did it multiple times. It was like, it's an exciting one, I suppose. I mean, I just wish the drops were better. It offers the basics, you know, the gold swords and, yeah, the gold armor 2s and Gold Sword 2 was something was everyone was consistently needing. So I guess as long as it had that and a few other miracle drops, I guess it was okay. But, you know, after a while, you know, people are getting a little irritated about it. What's next? We have this right here. In my personal opinion, one of my favorite fights. I don't mind fighting this boss fight over and over again. It's very action-packed. It has up-to-date rewards in the upper right-hand corner, by the way. And not to mention, it is a, it's a pretty fun fight. Yeah, a fun fight, up-to-date rewards, but the payout is still kinda, is below average. I mean, 10K. Can we just start getting more money about this? Now, as long as the people at Sega are not being a little lopsided and give us something... Well, actually, I want to also point out that this is the only good mission in Kavaris, by the way. If any other mission appears in Kavaris, then, it's a waste of your time. It's for, like, low-level babies who, honestly, could spend another hour getting to the story mode and getting to the real meat of the game. So, it's a darn shame, is what it is. And then we have the poor area that is Stia. Which I think I talked about it before, but I'm going to do it one more time just to be sure. It's just, there's nothing up to date, let's say. It's a behind the times urgent quest. It's, you'd be surprised if anyone does this, and it is just terrible. And for the poor, and my prayers go out to the people who have the nerve to do this fight by themselves. Absolutely terrible. How much cash you got? You mean in... Okay, let's see. How much cash? It depends. Hold on a second. Let me check my personal shop and find out real quick. Welcome. Where's my usage period? 18 hours, huh? Okay. Alright, just a little over 2 million. I mean, I was happy when I got it until I realized I could not buy the thing that I wanted. So it's a little over 2 million. Kinda wanted an octo armor, for crying out loud, but no. That's lame. Oh, Sheza, let's see. Oh, they're being bought out. Just give me a quick moment, please. I will get back into business. I already have guard already, so I don't need that. Increzia? Was it Increzia? I mean, I have to get something pretty lucky to sell for it to work, because, I ain't getting this other stuff. Honestly, it's not even worth going through all this stuff. I might as well just get lucky. Which I'm tired of having to do all the time, by the way, to get lucky. Yeah, that's how much money I have. A little over 2 mil. Okay, back to business. Well, we need to look at every single, we need to look at everything. Now, it's kind of hard to look at this because, let's see. Where is it at? Ah, here, yeah. This has become an urgent quest. Now, which is a little bit easier. I think they have about the exact same drops, and it's up to date. But even this fight has it's just worn out on me. The only thing consistent that most people might care about getting from this fight is the Star of Souls, which you need that to make what you need to make it for again. You need Star of Souls for the high yield dominas, I think. Yeah, I think for the high yield dominas is what you need it for. Which I say, alright, sure. I mean, if you want to grind that far, go right ahead. But all this urgent quest talking about has got me thinking about this right here. About how important this fight might be. A level 80 version where people could actually, more consistently grind Dark Falls Aegis in a faster fight. Which is... I mean, I'm assuming I don't have to hope for it, but that's probably what's going to happen. I mean, if they're willing to make the Souls fight, you know, its own fight as an urgent quest, surely they'll do this one next. And then things will go a little bit faster. But it kind of won't solve the problem, though. We just need a bigger payout for these urgent quests. We need more up-to-date rewards for these urgent quests. Truth be told, I would say that all of these urgent quests need an opportunity to start dropping these Octo Armors. Truthfully. There's no reason in none of these, instead of just Octo Armor just being a seasonal drop thingy. It's so irritating when it's nothing but a seasonal drop. Over and over and over and over again. Like, get out of here with that nonsense. You know how lame that is? They have to constantly do that? Or to constantly be, you know, getting this crap. How's this is selling, by the way? My gosh, that's a lot. In fact, they're as cheap as they are. And it'll be important for me buying this later, I promise you it will be.
Thank you.
So just slap those two together, honestly.
See you later.
Okay. We need to look at everything. We need to look at all the quests. There's all the quests that can appear in the game. So we'll just cheat and use this instead. I already talked about the remnant inhibition and about how good of a fight it is. Grinding can be tedious no matter what you're doing, because eventually you're going to get so strong and the monsters are going to get easy. Well, here's the thing. And heck, I'll even talk about the wonderful game that was Dragon Quest Heroes. Dragon Quest Heroes had a simple ceiling. Well, it had two things. It had an actual ceiling that you could reach, and then it had, well, an infinite ceiling. Now, those ceilings involved us collecting the regular items, and not the Aces of Spoils, which, as far as anyone was concerned, was infinite. We didn't know how powerful they could be. We've seen people with high power and stuff like that, excluding the cheaters, by the way. But we've seen how high it can get, but it's just not guaranteed to hit that ceiling. But if you're grinding normally, looking for the regular stuff that will still get the job done, at least you can reach that ceiling. And when you do reach that ceiling, guess what happens? You're done with the grinding. All you have to do now is take all that power you've gained, beat one of the super bosses, which is optional, by the way, and it's done. You know, it's just optional. But here it's like, what is the situation here? Well, I guess here it's just like, either you do the urgent quests because you're lacking in materials, or you don't. You know? I mean, I'm not missing out on anything anymore by going to these urgent quests. You know? All the materials that do matter are just simply, easily attainable. Or I have a huge bulk of it now because they have a way to actually, store certain items now. The gold sword 2s and shield 2s are just easy to store now. Before, you needed extra storage to even keep it all together. Now. Like, that's my issue. And it's just the same old, same old. Back in the day, and actually, let me just go ahead and talk about this right here. See, the thing about this fight right here, this was single, at one point, this was the best urgent quest in the entire game. The game had a pretty good chance of giving you one of the best weapons in the game, which was 5 months ago. The Neo's weapons. There was a legitimate reason to actually put time and lots of time and lots of effort into this fight. And also being associated with the HAL finales too. I want to preface that too. That was kind of important. So not only you did it for HAL finales back in the day, you also did it for Neo's weapons. And the Neo's weapons were, and we didn't have all this fancy stuff back then, but it was just so exciting getting your hands on a Neo's weapon. Just so phenomenal. Because they were so powerful. You got one photon blast and you just got yourself a personal boost. With less PP being used and more photon charge. And I think it was something else, but it was a good boost, man. It was really great. And you can consistently get, and even if you didn't get the weapon you wanted, the Neo's version, you can always trade into the shop after you got 5 of them. And it was very possible to get 5 of them, by the way. Not like that, we're talking about eventually rolling like a, it was on the same level of just rolling a dice and just landing a 3 or a 4. You had a 1 in 3 chance of getting a Neo's weapon. So consistent. But nowadays, it's kind of pointless now. It's pointless because everyone already has a whole bunch of gold swords and gold shields 2s. The armor finder 2s have been dropping like candy, by the way. So that's worthless. Yeah, it's amazing how a couple of days of a couple of accessibility things that the armor finder 2s have just become completely worthless now. And then we have the embarrassing Tisha weapons that were nice on paper, everybody wanted them, but we could never get them, and by the time we got them, it was too late. We got 2, 3 weapons that outclassed it. I mean, sure, the Fuga Guards is in the same position as these Tisha weapons, but we also have the melee weapons and the Verschmail weapons. Oh, and the seasonal weapons, too. It has 3 weapons to compete against. One would think the Tisha weapon would be stronger than all 3 of those. But it's hard to say. Because truth be told, most of those weapons you can get multiples of those 3 weapons, put them together, and possibly get a fix on it. This thing, oh, more than likely, you're not going to get a fix on that. So it's going to just stay a plain Jane weapon. Even though they're adding something so you can get like fixes on it. At random, of course, because they wouldn't let you choose it. That'd be a little bit too much to ask for. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for, too. I mean, I don't want to say I'm quitting the game, but I was absolutely thinking about leaving the game early because I was told that they were going to make some balance changes. You know, which would affect one of my weapons, and there was just thought of just thinking like, what if I just leave now, instead of just waiting for this balance change to show up and just not, like, you know, upsetting me. I don't want to get upset. I don't want to be surprised. I don't want to be there on Judgment Day. I kind of want to be gone before Judgment Day, really. I got $9 right now. I could just activate PS Plus and go to Street Fighter 6. Or Dragon Ball Z Fighters. And take L's and L's and L's and L's and L's. Which would be probably more funny and entertaining than having to whine about pso2 New Genesis. Alright, I already talked about this quest, right? Used to be the best thing around, but now it's garbage. It's worn out its usefulness. It's just not fun anymore. And now that these Lux Health and Air show up, people are just now realizing that, you know what, it's not worth it anymore. It's not worth to consistently do about, you know, every run being like, and there's, I don't know, you have to have a pretty dedicated freaking team to get it in the 15-minute range. A very dedicated team who is absolutely ready for the grind. And while I might have an alliance, not everyone's down for that kind of cause. I wouldn't push him that far to that cause, really. Maybe the free stuff is just good enough, per se. I know I talk about getting stronger, but I think that's, but after talking about this for a while, I think that Octo Armors need to just be available for all urgent quests. That would be very beneficial. That would help out. A bigger payout, by the way. Bigger payout. Make the payout scale with the difficulty and stuff like that. Which is gonna sound kind of irritating, but actually I take back the scaling and I just kind of want to all be the same price, by the way, but just increase it overall. We're talking about maybe triple or something like that. There's no reason why this boss fight shouldn't pay out like freaking 50k. Yeah, the fight should just pay out 50k in general. And maybe the other one's paying out 3,000 or something like that. So you're talking about Dark Falls. Every Dark Falls fight should be paying out, you know, 50,000k. Yeah, 50,000. That's what it should be paying out. And all the other ones can pay like maybe half of that or something like that. But ultimately, 30,000. And maybe triple the seasonal points too while we're at it. Make the seasonal points 10k. Yeah. You know what? Good idea. Make the seasonal points 10k and make the payout between 50k and 30k. That would make these things tolerable. That's what you need. And in regards to weapons, well, I know it'd be mean to give the melee weapons. Well, actually, having these urgent quests drop the seasonal weapons wouldn't be a bad idea. You know? It wouldn't. But I know you've been thinking, like, but wouldn't that take away from the urgent quests? Well, it's really annoying that you, back in the day, the urgent quest weapons used to be, universally good. I mean, sure, the seasonal weapons here are alright. They are supposedly, they're deceptively better. It's just that it got a bad rap from the community. And people just call it trash. And everyone's agreed with it. Even though they are dummy-proof, by the way. I just never had the feeling of getting one, truth be told. Because I just be augmented the same way as everything else being augmented, in all honesty. Damn, it got away. Were there any other quests to talk about? Because some of these quests don't even appear anymore. Because these are the big main three, I would say. Let's see. Alright, this is the ones that Stia's one. Let's see. So, save it for, more seasonal points, more up-to-date reward augments, and even if you have to increase the level to 70 or 80 or something like that, like, sure. Because we're getting 85 at some point. So it'd just be worth getting. And just have every single urgent quest drop, like, Octo Armor. And a good chance of dropping Octo Armor God. Please. A good chance of dropping it. Like, some of us want to be able to just get our Octo Armors and stop playing on this damn false hope nonsense. Stop making these other Octo Armors so rant. And I get that we have easy to get Octo Armor that is not sellable in the Lucille. I get that. I mean, great idea for having something like that for people who just want to get good and get strong early. The Lucille stuff and the LC augments were good ideas. They just want to be strong, but don't want to go through the trouble of crafting all this stuff. Fine. I'm totally accepting of the Lucille, and there's hardly, and aside from a few bad situations in Lucille, I'm okay with Lucille. It's probably one of the best net positives the game has to offer. It's probably one of the few things I might consider running repeatedly. Now that the rewards are even better in Lucille, now you could easily make your Octo Armors, you know. Very easily make your Octo Armors. and finding fixes on it is easy in that thing. Terribly easy. But poor all the monsters in Stia, they need help. 30k in Meseta, 10k in seasonal, Octo armor drops, and it could even be funny if you just want to make it to like a Pacific type of Octo armor. Sure, if they want to be picky like that, they can absolutely do that. Give each urgent quest a purpose. Give them all purposes, please. See, it could be responsible for fire. Let's see. Kavaris could be responsible for Belta. And, let's see. The desert place could be responsible for Sheza. And freaking, Alio could be responsible for Vio. There. Doesn't that make sense? Makes perfect sense. Maybe I'll make a game facts thing about it. Like, if I was a game developer. I think we're getting a higher tier than this, but, well, like I said, it's gonna be the same, same song, same dance type of thing. Because truth be told, this thing could be dead on arrival if it's not giving good rewards, man. If it's not somehow giving some type of Octo armor, or giving some consistent, important resources. And we just need, can we get something that just gives out Aegis Souls, even though it's not like, that'd be nice too. Can we just get stuff with more Aegis Souls support? Because while it's nice that the Malignant, Darkfall Aegis might be replacing the old one, but it doesn't give that many, Aegis Souls. I think it only gave like one. You know? Just the one. We don't, I mean, we need more. We need a lot more. Please. Some of us just can't take it anymore. We're just tired of this stuff, you know? You know, that talked my head off that they have to even consider touching one of these urgent quests, man. But again, this one blows ass because it's out of date. A great fight, but with just a great fight with okay rewards, but bad payout. Particularly at your choice, it could be a very fast fight with a great payout. So, first place when it comes to the best urgent quest, and easy second. I know this could drop a Flugogard, but we're gonna still call it third place because okay, fine. We'll say that this is first, and we'll say that this is second. You know, removing all bias is going to call it second because it does offer an Octo armor, and it does offer a Flugogard. Okay? I can live with that. I can live with this being a third place. Because a fun fight can only get you so far. And this does have its hype moments too, by the way. And this is in fourth place. And that's removing all bias. Alright, how long is it? This has been a 34-minute rant? Really? Okay. Oops. Longer than I expected, really. Let's see. Any closing words? Let's see. We're hoping that the Malignant fight brings more Aegis Souls available. I mean, we need something more than 3, by the way. We're looking at, oh, I don't know, maybe 10? I know 10's like a gross amount, but if you want these people to just start upgrading, because let's think about it, really. If every fight takes about, yeah, if every fight even takes 20 to 15 minutes anyway, and you get 10, like, Aegis Souls, you're still looking at how many? How much does it take to make an Aegis Soul, really? Let's see. Well, not an Aegis Soul, but a half finale. Where's it at? Like, if I just felt, if I was in the mood and wanted to make a half finale. Ugh. For your viewing pleasure, I'm gonna get a little closer. I obviously have plenty of Dominus because thanks to the Lucille. But we just need something else to drop Age of Soul, please. We already have Remnant of Ambition dropping Erad souls. But this, let's see, that's 3 fights I have to deal with. 3! Hell, even if they want to be generous and give us 5 Age of Souls, you know, I'd be okay with 5, but not 3. Not a weird-ass odd number like that. Just multiples of 5 would be great, thank you very much. Like if the game still wants to be stingy about it. Very stingy. That way, someone would have to spend at least 30 minutes of their time just to get enough Aegis Souls to get the... Well, actually, let's see. 30... An hour... An hour and a half just to have... An hour and a half just to have the 30 Aegis Souls. And then your Dominus would be right there. Like, that wouldn't be so bad, right? So what if the market crashes on HAL finales? It'd be great. Plenty of Foundia, but... Oh gosh. So I even have one of these things already. Alright, let's see. Okay. Got out of Zoom.
Come again.
But that's my rant. For today. Damn, I missed her. Now if you excuse me, this video end when I'll find a new alliance member. Because that's always funny, right? This level 20 looks perfect. Well, it'll probably end sooner. Join our alliance. That's the best part of these unscripted rants. They just go whichever way. But at least the majority was focused on the important stuff. We've got the important stuff out of the way, right? We talked about the issue of the we got the important issues about the each urgent quest. Or at least the majority of them. Because all the expired urgent quests, well, they could still give out more money, if anything else. They'd be a little bit myth about giving them relevant stuff. I mean, that's just kind of what they're for, right? The expired quests are just there for money. Like, I just want to be able to just make some quick cash. Like everyone else does. Everyone else wants to make some quick cash. I think this person is AFK, and I'm totally okay with that. Alright, let's see. It's been long enough, and I'm going to close this video. Please share your thoughts if you can. Let's get the word out there to Sega. And goodbye.